Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Udanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachara Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Ho Prabhupada Mansa Paribhajagacharya Sattva Smava Tirtham Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai Nanda Kori Vaishnava ki Jai Ramacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki Jai Name Sata Ho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakti Jai Sri Radha Krishna Bho Gopinath Sam Kanda Radha Kanda Giri ki Jai Vrindavan Dham ki Jai Navadvip Dham ki Jai Ganga Mai ki Jai Jamuna Mai ki Jai Guru Dwarka Dham ki Jai Swami Bhaktivinoda ki Jai All glories to the All glories to the Thank you very much.
Translation. O the Great Supreme, in every type of body, either in the heavenly planet or in the hellish planet, there are pleasing and not pleasing circumstances on account of combination and separation. but both of them are very, very regrettable position, as if burning in the fire. Although there are many remedial measures to get out of the miserable condition of life, but in the material world, any such counteraction is more miserable than the miserable condition itself. The only remedial measure, I think, therefore, is to be engaged in your service. Kindly instruct me in that way.
Tasmat priya priya viyoga sangayoga janama sukagnina sakala joni sudayamanaha dukkho sadang tadapi dukkha mata dhiyaham bhuman brahmami vadami tabadastu yogam. Prahlad Maharaj, previous verse, he said, I am very much afraid of this material existential condition, dukkhalayam asasatam. Now, he is describing what is the different phases of such suffering. Just mark on account of this material existence. When we come to this material world, there are connections with so many persons, bhutapto, pitinirang, nilang. As soon as we come down from the womb of the mother, there are so many relatives, friends, bhuta aptya, pitri, bhutapta rishi, pitrirang, nilang. We become connected, but some of them are dear and some of them are not very friendly, enemies. This is the condition of the material world. Nobody can say that I am situated in a very nice condition, everyone is my friend, no enemy. It is not possible. That is the nature of this material world, that you come in contact with so many persons, animals, and suppose your forefathers, it is described, bhutapto, nirang, pidrinang. So we get connection. This is the way of nature. But not of them are friendly. Even the one is friendly today, tomorrow he can become enemy. This is the condition. So, dasmat priya viyoga sangayoga janma. Viyoga sangayoga janma. As soon as one child is born, he is separated from the former life and he is connected with another new life, new body, viyoga sangayoga. Maybe the former body was very pleasing and this body is not very pleasing, degraded. That is possible. Dehantara prapti. It is not that you will always get a body very pleasing, but the illusory energy is so strong. If one gets the body of a pig, he thinks it is very nice. This is called prakhevatmika shakti. Maya has got especially two energies, avuranatmika and prakhevatmika. Generally, Maya keeps us covered with illusion, and if one is little enlightened, wants to get out of the clutches of Maya, there is another potency of Maya, which is a prakhematmika. Suppose one thinks, now I shall become Krishna conscious. This ordinary material consciousness is so disturbing, let me become Krishna conscious. The Maya says, what will do it is? Better remain in material consciousness. This is called prakhematmika. Therefore, sometime some man comes in our society, after staying for days, he goes there. This is prakhemat, thrown away. Unless he is very sincere, he cannot stay with us. He will be thrown away. So, Prahlad Maharaj said that these two positions, somebody is pleasing and somebody is not pleasing, it is going on perpetually. Not that if I change this body, this process will also stop. Process will also stop. Process will also stop. Process will also stop. No, no, no. So long you have got this body in the material world, you will have these two processes. Somebody will be your friend and somebody will be your enemy. Yoga samajago janma. But as soon as there are enemies, there is lamentation, anxiety, shokagnina. Such lamentation is just like fire of lamentation, shokagnina. Shokagnina sakala jonis. If you think that only the human society such things are there, somebody's enemy, somebody's friend. No, in any society, any joni. You have seen even in the sparrows, the bird society, they are also fighting. You have seen it. They are also mixing very intimately, again fighting. So either you take birds or dogs, they are famous for fighting. So this is going on. Somebody very dear, somebody inimical, and fighting between them. Sakala jonis, dayamana. You cannot get escape by avoiding one society and go to the other society. That is not possible. That's fire of disagreement, enmity and friendship. It will go on. Not only here, even in the heavenly planet. In the heavenly planet there is fight between the Devas and Asuras. The Asuras are envious of the Devas, and Devas are also envious of the Asuras. Everywhere. Even King Indra, he has got enemies, although he is very opulent. We want to go to the heavenly planet for enjoying the opulence of that atmosphere. But there is also the same thing. So you cannot avoid it, Prahlad Maharaj says. So we can try to counteract, just like in this material world. There are so many attempts to mitigate, just like the United Nations. They have formed the United Nations formula to mitigate. No more fighting, no more war, no more enmity. This is an attempt. Enmity is there, otherwise why there is proposal of United Nations? Because we are disunited, therefore the counter proposal is let us become united. So he says to organize such thing is also very difficult and troublesome. Although it is remedial measure, let us settle our misunderstanding. It is very good proposal. But to settle up this misunderstanding is more troublesome. You have got experience when you make some agreement with other party. He proposes something, you propose something. So, although the agreement is a remedial measure, but come to the agreement is very, very difficult. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, this remedial measure, Aushadam, is still more troublesome. When there was enmity, that is troublesome. Just like when there is some disease, something, you have got a boil in your body. It is painful, but when you take the remedial measure, surgical operation, it is still more painful. Still more, you have to take anesthetic, chloroform, because it is more painful. So anywhere there is fight, there is enmity, and if you want to settle up, it is more troublesome. Dukkho sadam tadapi dukkham. The remedial measure is more troublesome than the disease, than the painful condition. Dukkho sadam tadapi dukkham atadhyam. Atat means untruth, flickering, not atadhyam. We do not know what is our identification. Misunderstanding. Dehatma buddhi. Asadgraha. Atad, asad, the same thing. We have accepted this body, identifying this body, on account of this. If you are on the spiritual platform, then there is no trouble, there is no misunderstanding. If we understand properly by education and knowledge that you are also part and parcel of Krishna, I am also part and parcel of Krishna, our real position is to serve the Lord. So if we serve that, then there is no misunderstanding. If we be engaged in Krishna's service, there cannot be any misunderstanding. Otherwise, if we work on the platform of this body, material body, there must be misunderstanding. Atadhyaham. Bhuman, my Lord, the great. Brahmami, in this way I am wandering. Life after life. Changing the body, changing the situation, and in different situation, different mentality. But there is no peace, there is no happiness, simply changing the body. Bhuman Brahmami Badame Tavadasujugam. In this way I am wandering throughout the whole universe. Now, please engage me in your service. This is the right prayer. Unless you engage yourself in the service of Krishna, you will never get peace. This is a fact. We can discover so many plans and remedial measures, and that will not help us. Only solution is to surrender to Krishna. Krishna gives this nice advice, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam. That will cure your all disease. And this mentality comes by practical experience after many, many births. Maunam janmanavanti jnanamanamang prapaddati. When one understands properly that without becoming Krishna conscious, without being servant of Krishna, there cannot be peace or happiness. Gatyamang shanti vichadi. Krishna says, everything is directly said. Bhoktara, why we fight one another? I am thinking that I shall enjoy this. I shall become the leader. And another party says, no, no, I shall become the leader. I shall enjoy. So there is fight. But if we understand that either you or me, we are not enjoyer, we are servant. The enjoyer is Krishna. Then there will be Shanti. Bhoktaram Jagatamasam Sarvaloko Maheswaram Sridam Sarvabhutava. We are trying to become friend of another friend. My dear friend, I shall help you in this way. You are in trouble. So he can help, but there will be misunderstanding. Again, the friend will be enemy. So there cannot be any peace. But if we all agree that Krishna is the friend, real friend, Srila Sarvabhutala. Krishna, if he is not our friend, why he is coming down on this platform where we are living in rotten condition? His great friend, Dinabandhu, his name is Dinabandhu, he is very, very poor in heart. He becomes very great friend, Dinabandhu, and advises him. Buddhi yogam dadamita. He is always friendly. Krishna is never enemy. But still we create enmity. We become demon with Krishna. That is the trouble. So it requires to become fortunate. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ei rupe brahmanda bhavite kono bhagavad ji. Guru Krishna pipaye paye bhakti lata bij. In this way, we are wandering throughout the universe because unless we become Krishna conscious, unless we have taken fully shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, there is no stoppage of this repetition of birth and death, neither there is any peace or happiness. We must know this from all angles of vision and stick to Krishna consciousness very rigidly, then we shall be happy. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj requests Lord Rishingadev that I have tried life after life to get peace and become happy and friendly, but I have failed. Now, Krishna, Prahlad Maharaj says, Badame Tamadasu Yogam. Because I have now conveyed that without your becoming servant, there is no more chance for peace and prosperity or these troubles of war. Thank you very much.
get separated. When we come out of the womb of mother, we get association of parents, but after some time we have to separate. Those material world never be in one status because it is the duality material world. There is the day, there is night, there is death and birth, happiness and distress. The duality exists, that's why it cannot be samyoga always. That's why samyoga and viyoga both will be there. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj says that, it's describing the difficulty phase of the suffering, how the suffering in the material world. If one wants to get out of this suffering, it tries hard, but it can never conserve. To get out of suffering, he plans one thing, but after that, that plan itself fails. So that's why, even if you make friendship, the same friend can become enemy after some time. The friendship and enmity, both are related to the mind, and we are subject to the mind conception. That's why nothing can be in a permanent status in this material world. So, yasmat priya apriya viyoga samyoga. So, priya means is a friend, and the friend can become enemy also. The material world is, why it becomes like this priya apriya? Because material world is not in absolute nature, but is subject to three modes of material nature, and being that, it is always subject to changes. That's why we call samsara. So because there are changes there and subject to the time, so changes are there. Changes means what is good now can also become bad. It is not that you always get a body very pleasing. Even if you get the body, pleasing body, human body, very pleasing. But we are fed up of this human body also. When it becomes sick, we don't want to be sick. Prabhupada has given nice example in the material world. To eradicate one pain, we take another more pain. Like an example Srila Prabhupada has given, if you are not well, we have to be operated. When you go to the hospital, doctors operate. That is more painful than what the pain we are undergoing. Therefore, to forget that pain, doctors give anesthesia. So they are cutting your body, you don't feel pain, but actually it is cutting. Nowadays you can see in the screen also when they are operating. You don't like to see it. What is inside your abdomen, everything. So that to remedy for some eradicating some difficulty situation or situation, miserable condition, that will be remedy, will be more miserable than anything. Because the material world, there never can be happiness or all good in them. They are never all good. There is nothing all good in this material world. If everything is all good, then it is the spiritual world. So as soon as there are enemies, there is a lamentation. Oh, he was my friend, now he became an enemy to me. He knows all my secrets, I told him. So that's why Lord Krishna said, don't reveal your mind to anyone. Other than to Krishna. In the 11th canto, Lord Krishna says to thou, don't reveal, don't appreciate anyone, don't criticize anyone. Because these all are nothing but mental concoctions, nothing else. You have seen even the sparrows, the bird society, they are also fighting. You can see the birds, we think that all birds are okay. Sparrow is going, eagle will come and attack it. Both are the same category, but they want to attack it. For no reason. In the material world also we can see, you are just walking, you don't know anyone, but somebody can mug you up. So material world, no one can ever think that material world is very, very happy. No, a more difficult situation. That is the nature of this material world. So we can try to counteract. Just like in the material world, there are so many attempts to mitigate. So Prabhupada gives one nice example of the United Nations. After Second World War, they made the United Nations so that there should be no war at all. Because Second World War, the whole world was fighting for 6 years, 39 to 45. Therefore, before also 6 years, 14 to 19, they were fighting First World War. So, to stop this fighting, they formed a United Nations. But after forming United Nations, there are more wars than the before. Before there was somebody who was powerful used to control, but now there are no powerful to control. So no plan in the material world can successful with a material consciousness. That's Srila Prabhupada wants to stress on this word. Let us become united, but they are never united. If you see nowadays online how they argue and criticize each other in the United States. Dukkaushadam tadapi dukkham atadhyanam. Dukkaushadam. Dukkha is distress. The material world. Aushadhi is how to remedy other activities. Any remedial measures we take to get out of the material dukkha, distressness, that creates more aushadha. But only dukkaushadam is taking the shelter of Supreme Lord. Dukkaushadam, Srila Prahlad Maharaj, many places use the word dukkaushadam. Because only aushadhi, medicine for getting out of the distress of the material consciousness or material world is to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So this is the right prayer. Means why? When you offer the prayers to the Lord, we must ask, my Lord, I want to get out of this material world. But rather what happens? We pray the Lord, give me this opulence, give me job, give me good wife, give me the money. But that is not going to solve anything. So that's why in the beginning only you can see, Dukkaushadam tadapi dukkham atidhyanam bhauman brahmami vadame tavadasya yogam. Vada, please tell us how to get out of this material existence, dasya yogam. Dasya yoga means bhakti yoga. In the only bhakti yoga there is service, dasya. In other process there is no service. If we don't serve the Lord, we never become humble. And without humility, we never can achieve the goal of life, Supreme Lord. That's why the Bhakti Yoga, unless even one may go to the trance samadhi also, unless he serves the Lord mentally even, he cannot really get liberation. They will all fall down to the material world again. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj, being highly elevated devotee, is asking for Dasya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. We are trying to become friend of another friend, no? But another friend will also cheat us. So best friend is, in the material world nobody can say that I am well-wisher of anyone. Because now I feel that I am well-wisher, but the day other person disobeys me or doesn't listen to me, I become angry. Then I become envious. Oh, this person becomes proud of himself. Which is not. Therefore, in the material world, never possible to be equal or friendly to everyone. Only it is possible to be enviousness, free of the enviousness, if one is well-wisher of all, who doesn't have any selfishness. And that is Supreme Lord Krishna. That's why Krishna says, Samahom sarva bhuteshu namo deshosti na priyaha. Srila Prabhupada said, sarva. So one who is equal to everyone in all situations, and that is Supreme Lord. No human being, no living entity in the material world, even Indra, the Devatas, demigods also cannot be equal to everyone. Not possible. Because they are all in the material world, they are subject to the material conditions of existence. The one who is beyond the material conditions of existence only, they can be free of this duality of the material life. That's why I say that one should, Srila Prabhupada used the word, what is that? Dehatma Buddhi. Dehatma Buddhi, Srila Prabhupada used, because when you are in the bodily consciousness, then I am the body, that consciousness brings us to the duality of the life, good friend and enemy. When you surpass the duality of the life, and when you situate in the Atma Bhuta Sthiti, then means that is bhakti. So then one can be freed. In the Bhakti Yoga, everybody is a friend. But to come to that Bhakti Yoga where we see everything as a friend, one should be freed of the bodily consciousness. Then only a devotee will be properly situated. So devotee being on the path of the liberation through the process of Dasya Yoga or Bhakti Yoga is trying to acquire all the good qualities of the Lord where he sees that as the Lord is equal to everyone, we also want to be equal. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karane vacha nirvamo nirahankara samadukha sukachami. When the devotees come to that level, yes, he is like equal to everyone. So that is possible only when one take up to the Bhakti Yoga, Dasya Yoga. So that's why here Prahlad Maharaj also praying, Lord Krishna Narasimha Deva, Bhavaman Brahmami Vadame Tava Dasya Yoga. Please tell us how one should perform the Bhakti Yoga, Dasya Yoga. Srila Prabhupada also quoted, what is the Dasya Yoga final instruction? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. One should get out of all dharmas are there. Dharma related to the body is there, dharma related to the soul is there, dharma related to the body, the loka dharma. But unless you get out of this body dharma, one cannot become take to the Atma dharma. Atma dharma is the bhakti, loka dharma is the material consciousness. So one has to get out of that one. Slowly, if not today, but one has to get out. Then only one can become dear to the Lord and really engage in the service of the Lord by thought and word and deed. So Prahlad Maharaj also trying to offering prayers to give that Bhakti Yoga so that he can be freed from the Samyoga, Viyoga, Dukkham and Adukkham. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.